Hello, everyone. It's Friday. That means Fridays on Ion. So I'll be previewing the four games that will be played today, just a brief preview, and then reviewing the two games that happened yesterday between Indiana and Atlanta, and then we had the Liberty versus the Sky. I wanted to show a picture here, the California coast that I live on. It's a beautiful day here, beautiful Memorial Day weekend, and just wanted to get the videos in so I could enjoy some of the coastline before the games start this evening. So, but on to the games that we have coming up this evening. It's about 3:30 West Coast time, so the first game will be starting in about a half an hour. That will be the Connecticut Sun versus the Minnesota Lynx. That should be a good game, depending on how Connecticut plays. The Lynx they're so good. They just work so well together, and they're just really hard to beat. But it's still, I think it should be a good game. And then at 7 o'clock Pacific time, we have the Mystics and Vegas, and we have the Valkyries and the Sparks, and then Phoenix and the Storm. All three of those games should be very, very good competitive games. I'll be doing a separate video on the Valkyries and the Sparks for a preview because that's the team that I live closest to and focus on them. But I love all the teams. So in review, the Atlanta and Indiana game, the Indiana Fever won 80-76. It was quite a back and forth battle. We had Natasha Howard playing really well. She was going up against BG and Brianna Jones, and they have at least 4 inches on her. But she was hanging in there tough. She got a lot of open baskets by the close to the hoop. She was the recipient of some really nice passes that got her some great looks at the hoop, and she ended up scoring. Kelsey Mitchell played really well. She was driving to the hoop a lot. She hit a couple of threes, especially a key one late in the game that gave Indiana the lead which secured their win. As far as Atlanta goes, Pow Pow she looked like she was doing pretty well. She hit a couple of threes. Coffee came in the second half, and she hit some in the second half. Had a really nice pass to Alicia Gray. Just beautiful pass, and she ended up getting a layup. Alicia Gray was playing really hard, played really well in the second half. Ryan Howard for Atlanta, she was playing really well, and she was playing defense against Caitlin Clark, and she was holding her down pretty good. But Caitlin Clark is quite resilient, which is shocking considering how young she is, but she's had so much pressure on her since college, with all the national attention she gets. And, she wasn't, I don't think she made any threes, but, she was relying on her passing, and she got a couple of good drives to the hoop. But she hung in there, and, she's a young player, and it's impressive how she withstands all the scrutiny and the pressure on her. Because, boy, oh boy, when she was in college, I thought, oh boy, this girl's going to break at some point. And she didn't, which was very impressive, very impressive. So then we had, let's see, Howard played really well. Kelsey Mitchell played really well. Lexi Hull was all over the place. She's just known for her hustle on defense and everything, and she hit a couple of key shots. But overall, Indiana came away with the win, 80-76, and it was a great game by both teams and very enjoyable to watch. The other game was the New York Liberty against Chicago. The Liberty haven't missed a step. They won their championship last year, and they look very good. Their passes are crisp. They're too on point. They broke a record for most made threes in a game at 19. which that's quite impressive. They were just dropping like, boom, just right through the bottom of the net. They just work so well together. Chicago, especially in the first half, they just missed too many, shots under the basket. Cardosa and Reese just missed multiple shots. And, they're going to have to work on that. They're going to have to get better at that. Let's see, who else? Rachel Bannon came in the second half. I'm thinking they probably should have put her in earlier. She was hitting threes in the second half. It was too little too late, but, she was throwing them up there and swishing them. And Rebecca Allen played pretty well in the first half. And it was close. I mean, she hit a three-pointer in the third quarter, and I looked at the time, and there was about 3 minutes left in the third quarter, and Chicago was only down by 9. And then all of a sudden, New York exploded. And so in that 3-minute period, they went from down 9 to down 21. And it was 24, and Rachel Bannon hit a 3 right at the end of the third quarter, which made them down only by 21 instead of 24. Let's see, what else? There was a beautiful Natasha Cloud pass that I wanted to point out. I think it was in the third quarter, and Burke was on the wing, and Cloud was at the top of the key, and Cloud just faked the pass, and Burke went backdoor, and such a nice crisp pass, easy layup. I always love those backdoor cuts when they work, and Chicago didn't have any help defense to help out there and stop her from getting a layup. But Chicago's got some things to work on, that's for sure. I thought Courtney Vandersloot played pretty well, but her and Atkins and Allen, they played, halfway decent. And then Bannon helping out, but it just wasn't enough for New York. I don't know if there aren't too many teams that are going to be enough for New York this year, I think. But you never know. All it takes is an injury. As far as New York goes, they had the 19 threes. I love seeing Maureen Johannes in there. She's so smooth. She played really well. She had some really nice passes, and she hit a couple threes. Sabrina Ionescu, she hit some shots. Jonquil Jones hit, I think, 3 or 4 threes. It's just amazing. She's 6'6" and just boop, up there, swish. Brianna Stewart, as always, just doing her thing, and she's got 20, 25 points. I didn't even look to see how many she has, but the last game she had 25 points, and it didn't even look like she scored more than 2 or 3 baskets. But it's just in her rhythm, and that's the thing about teams like Minnesota and New York. They're all in rhythm, and it's just a flow, and that works so much better than going 1-on-5. And there's teams that's the issue with. They end up going 1-on-5, and it's not a team. But anyway, looking forward to the games tonight, and hope everyone has a very enjoyable Memorial Day weekend. See you next time.